Hi everybody, it's Libby. Welcome to another English lesson with Super Spanish and ESL classes. Today's topic is going to be count and non-count nouns. First of all, if you are interested in private online English lessons, contact me online at elizabeth@superiorlanguages.com. All ages and all levels are welcome. Find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/superiorlanguageservices. All you have to do is like and share our Facebook page to get 75% off your first online lesson. All right, let's get right into it. Count and non-count nouns. What are they? Plural words can be kind of complicated in English because English uses count and non-count nouns. And that's going to change the way we treat the word in a sentence in a couple of different ways. A few examples. A count noun sentence might say something like, she has too many dogs, or a non-count noun sentence might say something like, there is too much fur on the sofa. So different adjectives depending on whether we were using a count or non-count noun. So a count noun is something that we can easily count with numbers. There's a definite amount of it. Basically, if you could put a number in front of it to express how much there is, then it's a count noun. A count noun will usually, but not always, have an S at the end. So it's going to be something I can easily count with numbers. 2 apples, 3 computers, 10 pencils. How about a non-count noun? A non-count noun is a noun that cannot be easily quantified with numbers. It might be something that can't be counted because it's an abstract idea, or it might just be something that comes in indefinite quantities like water. So water is a non-count noun, happiness is a non-count noun, and a non-count noun is usually not going to have an S at the end. So some examples of that might include money, air, sand, love. Some of these words represent abstract ideas. Some of them represent things that come in somewhat indefinite quantities. But why does it matter if a noun is count or non-count? It matters because we use different adjectives to express quantities of count and non-count nouns. First up, much and many. Much and many are both adjectives that mean we're talking about a large quantity of something. Too much and too many express that we have an excess of something, too much, more than we need or want. I have too many essays to write. I have too much homework to do. So these sentences express similar ideas. This one uses many because we're talking about a count noun. This one uses much because we're talking about a non-count noun. So we use many with count nouns. A couple examples, there are many students who struggle with English. He's visited many different countries. She has too many pairs of shoes. And much is for non-count nouns. There's too much water in the bathtub. This costs too much money. There isn't very much sugar in the tea. So these are all non-count nouns, and that's why we use much. Water, money, sugar. And the opposite of those, we have less and fewer. Those are adjectives that indicate smaller amounts. If Jane has 3 books and John has 2, John has fewer books. We're going to use fewer with count nouns. There are fewer birds in the yard today. There were fewer than 5 students in class today. Fewer than 200 people are bitten by sharks every year. So these all use fewer to express quantities of count nouns. And use less with non-count nouns. He made less money at his old job. Grapes have less fiber than apples. He causes less trouble than his brother. How about verb conjugation with count and non-count nouns? So a count noun is going to be treated like a plural word when it's plural and like a singular word when it's singular. The student is here. The students are here. Pretty straightforward. But on the other hand, a non-count noun is almost always going to be treated as a singular word, almost always. The water is very clear today. Sand is hard to get out of shoes. Gold is valuable. All right, so now that we've covered all those major ideas about counts and non-count nouns, let's do a little practice. In this first section, you just need to choose between much and many. Much. I drank way too much coffee today. Coffee is a non-count noun. And the reason for that is because it is going to be an indefinite quantity of something. If I were to say something like cups of coffee, then I would use many. That would be a count noun, cups. But just coffee, that's a non-count noun, too much. Many. The crazy lady next door has too many cats. Cats is a count noun. Much. The game was canceled due to too much rain. Many. We have had too many big storms this year. So those two examples expressed similar ideas. This one used a non-count noun, so we used much. This one uses storms, a count noun, so we used many. Good, many. How many students are in your class? Much. This one was a little tricky because the noun was not provided, but when you're asking how much, the money is implied. How much money or how much does it cost? Much. How much gas is in the tank? All right, on to less and fewer. Now you're just going to choose between less and fewer. Less, good. I have less free time than I did last semester. Time is definitely non-count. Fewer. I hope there are fewer hurricanes this season. Less. I vacuumed, so there is less dog hair in here. Fewer. You have fewer opportunities to make friends as an adult. Less. One of my dogs causes less trouble than the other. Trouble will be non-count. It's an abstract idea. All right, practice part 3. This is just an exercise in verb conjugation with count and non-count nouns. You're just going to pick the right verb. Some people say that money is the root of all evil. Is. Tea is enjoyed by many people in the UK. Are. This is a plural count noun. Animals are really interesting. Is, because this is non-count. Wildlife is really interesting. Has. flies. Again, it's non-count. Soda has too much sugar. And finally, flies. Time is non-count. Time flies when you're having fun. That's an English expression that means time goes by really quickly when you're having fun. And with that, you're done. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Check back for more lessons. Email me at elizabeth@superiorlanguages.com to find out more about taking private English lessons. Thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye.